So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to replace this M365 dashboard with the Pro. The Pro comes in a box like this. You get a screen which is basically just the cover, the see-through cover with the button on it. You get the actual electronic circuitry as well, and a little user manual. I've done it before, so it's fairly straightforward, so I wanted to create this little video just to kind of show you how simple it is. The electronics board inside is a slightly different colour, but essentially it's got all the same wires on it, just the screen on the other side. First thing you're going to need to do is remove the 4 screws that hold on the handlebars. That allows us to take this off and get to the wiring underneath. Okay, so once you've got those 4 screws out from here, you should then be able to lift this up and reveal this connection here. There's only one cable that comes out, and it's this here. This is the brake cable, and this is your electronics, what we need to disconnect. So go ahead and give it a swift, there we go, pull. And the next thing is to take off this dashboard piece here. So what you can do is we need to slip a small, you can either use a guitar pick or a flat-headed screwdriver to gently prise this part off here. This is held on by a sticky back tape. There's nothing more holding it on than that. We just need to gently prise it away, and that will reveal the electronics underneath. There we go, that's that side almost off. Here we go. We can, there we go, just gently prise it off. So it comes off like this. All that was holding that on there was a little bit of sticky tape. What that leaves us with is 3 screws. We've got 1, 2 and 1 down here next to the button. We need to remove those 3 screws, lift this board out, change all the cables round on the new board, they're exactly the same, and then reverse the process back. So place the Pro board in, replace the 3 screws, do a little test before you put the cover on, and you're away. So this is how it will look when you undo the screws. This pocket here is like a little waterproof housing. If you snip with a pair of pliers this cable tie here, this waterproof housing will come off. I'm just going to do that now. Okay, which reveals the connectors. So these connections here will start to look more familiar. This is exactly what is on the Pro version, you can see here. So all we need to do is match these up. That one yellow and yellow, the blue, black and red, and the green, red and black. So as you can see, they all match up. We just need to simply unplug them and plug this one back in. All I need to do here is just simply pull this through. There's the old connector, disconnect the board and reconnect the new one up. Just a gentle pull on each of the connectors and they will nicely come out. There we go. So that's our old board. That's it, as simple as that. Pop that to one side, reverse the process with the new board. So that's all that plugged in, little guy. Put this back over those connections just to make sure. Get them stuffed in there, and then that should prevent any moisture getting into those connections. A little bit of a tight fit, but we never had a lot of space to work with in the first place. I'm going to grab a tiny little cable tie that will prevent the cables from coming undone, as well as protecting them from any moisture as well that might get in there. Now on this blue connector, it will only go in one way. Make sure you line the pips up that's inside this connector here. I recommend touching the board as little as possible. I mean, you are going to have to handle it slightly to get it in there, but try and limit that as much as you can. Slowly lowering the board into the housing. Okay, we're getting tight now. Okay, that is nice and tight now. If we do a little test, you can see that we're getting all of the lights. We've got Eco and Sport. Brilliant. And one press shows that our headlight's working, that checks that cable's working. Brilliant. Right, I'm going to turn this off. And now we will get on to replacing the screen. So the screen comes in a couple of parts. You've got the see-through part here, which would go over the top, but before we stick that on, we need to apply the sticky back area to it. I'm not going to bother replacing this top piece here because it's in fine condition. It doesn't need replacing, and it is exactly the same color and everything as the new version. So what we need to do is take this sticky back, apply it to there by simply taking it off of this paper, applying it onto there, pulling the sticky back off, and then sticking it into place. And there we have it. If you have a little problem like I did where the button wasn't working too well, just check that you have tightened all the screws up, so 1, 2 and 3, just check that they're nice and tight, and then that will solve your problem of your button not working properly. But as you can see, this one works fine. If we press and hold, we can turn it off, we can turn it on. 1 tap gives us the light, 2 taps gives us Eco, and we're in Sport, and that's it. Make sure that you alternate as you go around, just so everything lines up nicely. There we go, everything's working fine. We'll give it a little, here we go, see how fast it comes up. But yeah, that is how you install the M365 Pro dashboard.